Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Darley Park for this highly anticipated 1v2 clash. Of course, both sides sharing the billing at the top of the table, just percentage separating the two. Both sides on 9 and 1. And it was the corresponding clash in the first round of the home and away games where the Bloods defeated the Devils by 12 points. And the Devils have gone on a 9-game winning streak since. The only trip over at the hurdles for Melton this year came in the event of a trip up the highway to Eastern Oval when East Point got the better of the reigning premiers. So on the casualty front, whilst Melton will bring in the best part of 16 players that took on the Devils in round one, they are minus a couple of soldiers. I speak of Lockie Watkins, Geordie Cotter. They're the key couple of 2 outs, and not mentioning a couple of the tall timber, namely James Taylor and Josh Stewart. Really looking forward to an entertaining game this afternoon. The Devils pretty in a rich vein of form. We'll have to do it without Lucas Impey today. Also on the sidelines, Zane Lahure, Lee Spiteri and Brady Wright is required at Werribee. So both sides with 4 or 5 of their best 22 absent this afternoon. But it'll be a real interesting clash against 2 of the premier coaches and the way they go about it with their system-based and counter system intuition. So beautiful day for footy. Mace Cousins back into the side today, a big in for the Devils, and he'll no doubt aid Billy Myers and Matthew Brett in denying the Bloods in their forward thrusts through the middle, which will come on the back of midfield accountability. So just when the big guns in Bewley, Baker and Hine can get the better of Jack Walker, Hickey, Davis and the combo through the middle. I expect Lockie Walker to play a run with roll to a degree on one of the big guns. Just which one he'll have the job on today, we'll know in a few moments' time. Looking for a tip ahead of today. Well, the Devils, they've just lost 2 in the last 2 years at this venue, having won 16 of their last 18, and the Bloods have got them twice. The Bloods have in fact won their last 4 against the Devils, but coming in from that round one side that missed out in that loss by the Devils, Mace Cousins and Joel Cadman, a couple of big names. So really looking forward to this clash. It's going to kick off in about 5 minutes' time, so stick with us via the BFNL Match Centre. It's match of the round, the Devils hosting the Bloods. Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Darley Park. Ahead of this top two clash, it's the Devils hosting the Bloods. It's the Devils on top of the table, percentage ahead of the arch nemesis. They'll have to buck a trend of 4 outs at their previous 4 meetings, the Devils, if they are to retain their position on top of the table. Big cheerio going out to Frankie Myers, who's tuning in out of the NT this afternoon. Of course, Billy Myers' father. Out of King Ash Bay in the Northern Territory. Siren sounds to get play underway. First contest, ground ball opportunity. Neither side can really have any impact here. Hurried kick through the congestion there from Walker is smothered. She's a hot footy early, and we'll get a ball up. Back at the restart, we'll get a tap there from Thornycroft. Leading into the race for the ball, Faruja, dribbling ball. Over the ball there is Joel Cadman. Again, we'll get a ball up. So a couple of the young guns combine in the ruck. It'll be Thornycroft down to Heine's first kick smothered. Quick hands good to Gardner. He's had the new clip. Speaking of someone who needs a clip. Speaking of the hair sense, and speaking of Joel Cabin, he went it back to the newly groomed Gardner, who marked. And he looks to play on to Myers, who averages near 30 possessions a game. Quick hands to Bewley. Left foot kick smothered. Suda tries to protect the ball drop, and he'll get a hold in the end. So Suda plays on, and he just slopes away towards half forward. Kick goes towards the attacking 50. In front, Myers got a little fist on it. Borg waiting at ground level, kept it in, the dangerous Borg, sent it forward, over the head of Kite, bouncing ball, didn't get a favourable one, and knocked through by Matt Riccardi, through for a behind. Matthew Brett, the trusty brewed off to bring the ball back into play. And he goes to the outer side of the ground, and the kick was good and found Edwards. So he played on to Azapati, got it back Edwards and went through the middle of the ground. Players fly. Duncan Cadman was one of those. Off hands, favoured Minido. Switch play to the members' side of the ground. Suda lost it, so too Bewley momentarily, but he was quicker to find it, the Devils captain. Outside of the left boot, dribbling ball inside forward 50. Phillips might have got one high. The umpire said no, and we'll get a ball up. Javen Tanner are late in for the Devils. Contesting the ruck, so a couple of new faces in the ruck, King and Thornycroft. So we get a ball up. Thornycroft won that tap to Mawson, back to Lachlan Walker. Left foot kick to outer side of the ground, beyond the defensive 50. Matt Riccardi gathered, fed the ball back towards Andy Azapati, who went short into the pocket, and Edwards, again, who's been busy, as he was in the opening minutes of their first meet back in round 1. Edwards up and about early at both ends for the Devils. We'll go back and have a shot on goal here. Right up against the boundary line. Melton with the only score of the game in the opening 3 minutes. Kicks on its way. And through for a behind. Just hit the post there, Edwards. So scores level. Tick over 3 minutes gone opening turn. So both sides just finding their way early. Short, wide, to the pocket. The kick was okay to Phillips, who went along the line. Cousins got a hand on it. Was enough to get it over the line for a boundary throw-in on half-forward broadcast side for the Devils. So as you can see through the vision, plenty of cloud cover, matched by enough sunshine, really, for good conditions here for footy. Baker. Number 1 clearance player in the comp. Fed it by hand to Azapati. Grass cutter forward. Made it difficult for Andy Azapati. And we'll get a ball up. You just need to be sure by foot or by hand, especially against the Bloods. The cleaner the better, they say. And I assume the same applies for the Bloods. taking on the Devils today. Speaking of clean, that was Baker and got it to Hind. Left foot kick, high, up and under kick, shallow entry inside 50. Edwards in front. Clever tap there from Johnson. Dribbling ball with the outside of the right boot from Andy Azzopardi. Will be cut off across the goal line there by Max Goebel and through for a rush behind. G. Johnson, it doesn't have to be a kick or a handball for him to have an impact inside forward 50. His one percenters are dangerous and often equate to goal involvements, but on this occasion, he had to settle for a score involvement on the back of Andy Azzopardi. So there goes Phillips, who missed a bit of footy in the first half of the season. He's an important cog in their back six. White gathered, shrugged the tackle. It was a loose one. Ricocheted through the traffic. Hickey went to ground not before he could shovel the ball out to Liam Carter, who sent the ball dribbling forward, meant for brother Ryan. Clean bowled him and rolled over the line for a boundary throw-in. On half forward, out of sight of the ground for the Bloods. Decent crowd in attendance. Of course, the reunion of the Devils' 1985 reserves flag. That's going back 40 years in the Central Highlands and 30 years back to the RDFL. So Davis, out of the congestion, hurry kick forward, is cut off there by Myers, who's been prolific, especially in the last month. Kick to a 2-on-1, made it difficult for Andy Azzopardi. Joel Cadman provided the support, somehow got boot to ball, back to the advantage of a confident Azzopardi, who gathered cleanly, got it to Hind, went inboard to Bewley, the big guns combined, got it over the top to Tanner, composed, and the kick was good. And found Duncan Cadman. Speaking of composure, well, for a moment there seemed to be a lack of as he looked to go left and right. But the final decision was ultimately the best one, and that was to make none and go back and have a shot here. So Duncan Cadman in a new role with more minutes spent forward in season 2025. We'll have the first real genuine shot on goal here from a set position. And he makes no mistake. Duncan Cadman gets the first goal of the afternoon. And a little giggle in my delivery there, because I can't remember the last time I've ever said at senior level that Duncan Cadman has kicked the first goal of the afternoon. So the Devils, they kicked their first through Duncan Cadman. They're 1 goal, 2-8. Melton with the one behind. So Lucas Hempia laid out for the Devils. And Jabin Tanner comes in to the side. And he and Thornycroft too, unfamiliar combatants going at it here this afternoon. Good to see. Now Davis on the back of a good week last week in the midfield. Ran his measure and sent the Bloods forward. Going back with courage was Cousins. Terrific grab, confident grab, and went with that penetrating left foot kick. Made it easy for Fawcett, who ran onto his left side and went inboard towards Brett Bewley. Max Goebel got a little touch of, he slipped over, really simple and simple as that. As Tanner got it back from Bewley, who delivered laconically inside forward 50, shallow entry albeit, and found brother Jack, who went to the pocket, and Johnson on the lead was marked uncontested in front of the Bloods' defence. And the Devils have essentially gone coast to coast and have an opportunity through Johnson for a shot here, some 20 metres out from goal. He's been a handful forward, Johnson, all year. A goal here will draw him level with the competition's leader in Braden Kite, who's up the other end of the ground for the Bloods this afternoon. So to tie at the top of the Tony Lockett medal, Johnson suffers of the commentator's curse with another post of the Devils' second and a let-off there for Melton. So Minito, who's a prodigious kick at the footy, will go long towards outer centre wing. Players fly, no real impact. Cousins went to ground. Clever soccer there from Suter, got it to half forward, but it's going to come back. Might have been an infringement there for in danger. So it'll be Mace Cousins, whose contribution today will play a crucial role in the Devils' fortunes, I'm tipping. The kick was pretty poor by his standards. Cut off there by Mawson, who went to outer centre wing. Set up okay for Gardner. Lowered the eyes. Kick was good. Confident one at that there from Gardner. and found Tanner. Outer side centre wing, awkward tumbling kick. Mawson had a bit of it in front and every bit of it and was paid the mark. So he looks to go short to Thornycroft, who gave it to the running Minito, who's caught on his left side, but he opted to go with the right boot. Kick meant for Ryan Carter over the head of he and Billy Myers. Rolled over the line for a boundary throw-in. Both sides just feeling their way at the moment. The opening 9 minutes. Essentially Melton with a handful of territory gains. Darley with a couple of clean entries. Thornycroft, quick hands. Good pressure there from Davis on Adam Azzopardi to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up. So Darley 9, Melton 1. No real breeze to speak of. Tap one by Tanner was substantial. Foot race on. Chase Scoble overran it, so too Hind. Chase Scoble got a bit of it at the end. Hurry kick forward, gathered there by Hickey, and went to Walker. Went back to Suter. Right foot kick inside 50. Break kite! Terrific grab from the Bloods leader. And when play does get a little bit awkward, you can always count on Kite straightening the Bloods up. And a shot on goal here imminent. And a chance to get the Bloods back within 2 points in a very even opening couple of minutes here at Darley Park. Well, the best part of 11, really. So the term arm wrestle is unfolding. So it'll be Braden Kite, not stranger to a goal here at Darley Park. Makes no mistake, and he gets the Bloods on the board on the major front and within 2 points. So just when Will Johnson had an opportunity to square Braden's season tally of 34, a miss has resulted in a subsequent shot on goal at the other end for Kite to get the steadier and back to a game within a game. 2-goal advantage on Johnson for the race for the Tony Lockett medal. Encouraging start for the Jewel Henderson medal. Bewley, he's had a couple. Baker, a couple. Hind. And Davis with a couple of important clearances. I like him in his time, although a few minutes spent through the midfield this season, what I've been exposed to anyway, just knows how to find the footy. Now here's Button, quick hands. Speak of the devil, Davis, kick into the middle, bouncing ball, set up okay for Matricardi. His right foot kick was a slow weighted one. And Minito is going to be penalised for a push. Gee, there wasn't a lot in it. He just might have gone a bit early on Jack Bewley. And he'll take the mark, played on to Inglis, got it to Matricardi, poor kick inside 50. I want to tidy that up, the Devils. Umpires picked out a free kick here for holding the ball. It's going to go the way of the Bloods, and the kick meant for Chase Scoble. It's gone out of bounds on the full. It's ricocheted off the boot of a Devil. And I'll get it back, so a little let off there for the Bloods. And it'll be Farrugia. A mile away from us here. Goes along the line. Players set themselves in front. Myers, one of the hold, and he'll get it. So Billy Myers. Normally excellent user. Gets a bit of height on that kick though, but Duncan Cadman was up to the task. It took a nice grab in front of Conrad Farrugia. And back of a confidence-boosting opening goal has that squaring kick into the middle of the ground. Now found Brodie Ward, who goes with the longer option to Crawford. Now he can work it out with Cousins. He couldn't. He grabbed the little kick into the middle to Inglis, who went back to Brodie Ward. He went in the Edwards direction. He had a bit of it. Umpire called play on. They'll work it out through Cooper. He got it towards Walker. 50-50 ball. Chance for Myers to rebound. Went towards the attacking 50. Fawcett and Cooper. Boundary line will beat them both off hands. We'll get a throw in 52 metres around from the Darley goal. Low scoring affair here. We'll call it first gear of this PFNL's match of the round 11 fixture. Throw in. Well, the throw-in sort of favoured the Bacchus Marsh Town, and in the end it made it difficult for both ruckman to impact. And we'll get a repeat stoppage. Ferrugia, Duncan Cadman with the tap. And we'll get another ball up just a metre away from the previous. So a goal to Duncan Cadman for the Devils and Braden Kite at the other end for the Bloods. So these scores virtually locked together. 9 plays 7 in favour of Darley. Well, Suter just stole it away from Matt Riccardi. Sent the ball forward into the Carter direction. Good use of the work there by Matthew Brett. Needed support. Got it through Myers. Overran the footy. Open the door here. Crawford needs to be clean at ground level. Good pressure there from McMahon. Held the umpire adjudicate. Holding the ball. They're going to get it, the Bloods here. Gee, they did well there. There was a 2-on-1 against. And the two were Matthew Brett and Billy Myers. Carter was just seemingly did enough to not only contest with the pressure on Matthew Brett initially, but then with the hold on Crawford to create that holding the ball opportunity and a shot on goal here. So this game will be decided by a collective of moments, and this could be one of them. Ryan Carter set sail for the judge, and he's got the journey, and a well-deserved goal there from the big man. And the Bloods get back-to-back goals here at Darley Park. So Ryan Carter and Braden Kite with a goal apiece. Cadman with one. Devils just need a little bit of tidying up to do. The Bloods, they'll be primed for this game. They're missing a couple of their preferred options. Not a heap. Also, I was informed prior to the game that they're missing up to 17 players from their seniors and reserves. I'm thinking there's probably 3 or 4 missing from this group. Impact players at least. Chance for White. Left foot kick. Goes in the Fawcett direction. Had to prop underneath. The Fictus ball was missed there by Handley. Bewley got it at the back. Gave it to Baker. Left foot kick. Goes in the Johnson direction. Came from the side, but it was well read off the boot there by Phillips, who played on. The short kick was fine to Minito, who's told to play on by the umpire. So he's forced to go short to Hickey, and the kick was okay. So Hickey will go wide. Well, we'll go short to Heaney. Continue that pattern to Max Goebel, who's got Ferrugia along the wing. Overcooks it. Myers will turn it over. Take an uncontested mark in the end. Good lead up there from Baker on that 45. So, ball use in these top 4v top 4 games. Crucial. Kick forward. Good spoil there from Heaney. Ground ball. Button over it. Tackled. We'll get a ball up. Right call from the umpire. In the shade. And otherwise sun-kissed Darley Park on this late June afternoon. Ball up. And we'll get another restart. So Melton with the last 2 goals of the game. Big guns, Braden Kite, Ryan Carter, 1 each. Ball up. Tap there by Ferrugia. Clean bolt, Walker, Baker, foraging. Couldn't gather it. Andy Azzopardi did. Gave it to Hind. Left foot kick across the body to a 2-on-1. Ground ball opportunity for Hatcher. Couldn't gather cleanly. But there's a snap-on goal there from Inglis. Just rolled across the outside of the goal post and through for a minor score. A third poster, if you don't mind. Gee, that right goal post is getting a workout from the Devils in this opening term. So Benito gets plenty of it to outer centre wing. Manito, if you don't mind. Out in the direction of Handley. Crawford. Just lost his footing as he gathered. Carried it over the line for a boundary throw-in. 3-point lead of the Bloods here. Now they've hit the post 3 times. Well, it's been the outside of the post. So they haven't really been sort of genuine let-offs. 3-point lead of the reigning premiers, endeavouring to go 5-zip against the Devils from their last 5 outings. Tanner trying to gather his own ruck work, couldn't. Hickey gathered in the end, went to the voice of Walker, who fed the ball to Davis. Grass cutter, didn't favour anybody really. Chance of Myers, who started well. Ferrugia dropped what he should have taken, just bounced off the chest, and he got a little nudge from Andy Azzopardi. but not enough to concede a free kick, said the umpire. Just throw it in. So true centre wing out of side of the ground here. Melton 2-1-13, Darley 1-4-10. We'll keep you updated with scores as they come to hand. Sunbury led Redan at an early start there at quarter time by a goal. Throw in. Perugia in front. Baker wanted the hold and will get it. That was the non-officiating umpire there that saw that hold off the ball on Baker. He was considered Darley's best player last week in that morale-boosting come from behind win over Sunbury. Baker, left foot kick, shallow entry inside 50. Perugia in front, couldn't hang on. Cooper did the sharking for the Bloods and tumbling kick. Jack Bewley waited under it. Pressure at the back was enough from the Bloods. No infringement made. Davis at the ground level, unable to extricate due to the pressure of Baker, and we'll get a ball up. Half forward, out of side for the Devils, who trail by 3 points. Tap one by Perugia. Bewley, big of Jack, tackled by Blake Suter. We'll get a ball up, centre wing out of side. Tap one by Tanner again. Hickey shoveled it out to Manito. To Jack Walker, back to Manito, just threw the ball onto the boot, hopeful. Suter, could have been a push on Jack Bewley, umpire called play on. Put race on here, finally set up for Perugia, took on the tackle of Andy Azzopardi. Well, the umpire put whistle in his mouth and just hit his boot. Lucky to get away with it. Manito again, tumbling kick forward. It's going to come back here. It's going to go to the Devils. Free kick. Going to go to Adam Azzopardi. He'll just chip it short to brother Andy. Back to brother Adam. So both ensuring they're on the Christmas card list in a few months' time. Goes backwards to Myers. He'll come lateral to his offsider and defending partner in Matthew Brett. Made it difficult for Ward. Stolen by Ryan Carter to Braden Kite. Got it over the top to brother Geordie, and he'll chip it over the top to Liam Carter. So the Carters and the Kites combine. The shot on goal here for Liam. The chance for the Bloods to get a game-high 9-point lead here. Early moments in time on in this opening term. So Liam Carter for his first of the afternoon. Kicks on its way. He might have done enough to sneak it in. The Bloods like it. And it's 3 in a row for the reigning premiers. And the Devils just a little bit sort of laconic with their ball use. Lacking a little bit of urgency and cleanliness. And that's probably the difference in the game. Melton 19, Darley 10. Very little in it. But Darley played a hand in those last couple of Melton goals. So back at the restart, tap one by Tanner. Ground level opportunity for Thornycroft. He couldn't gather. Inglis, Handley. We'll get another ball up. So, as so often is the case early in Melton Darley games, lots of stoppage. And Tanner again. Tap one by Thornycroft. Jack Bewley, Andy has a party. Andy works it out and ran away with it. But his right foot kick was smothered by Lachlan Walker. Gathered by Handley. Back to Lachlan Walker. He went to outer centre wing. Foot race on. Max Scable's got plenty of toe. Took a running bounce. Didn't sit up for him. Kept tapping it in front of him though to keep the ball alive. Gathered by Jack Bewley. Just turned it around and bombed it back, but it was cut off there by Cooper, who outpointed Inglis on that occasion. Just tipped it over the top, back to Max Scoble. He'll get another opportunity here. He'll send the Bloods forward. Ryan Carter at the back. Strong grab, read it well. Ominous signs for the Devils. Kites and the Carters. As Ryan goes forward to brother Liam. Knocked away there by Billy Myers. There's a high tackle on Geordie Kite every day of the week. Not seen by the umpire. We'll get a ball up. Blood's a bit stiff. Chance here for Andy as a party. Clearing kick into the middle of the ground. The Devils could be away here. Duncan Cameron tried to get the clever kick to Hatcher. Didn't quite come off though. Oh, now the blood will be pinged. So they missed the first one, they get the second one. So Hatcher gets it to Bewley through the middle of the ground. Left foot kick to half forward. Really misses the target. Duncan Cadman casually to the top of the goal square. Fawcett will take a mark and he'll go back and get the Bloods within 3 points. Gee, the Bloods could count themselves a little unlucky unless Geordie Kite led with the head and depth perception has deserted me on that adjudication of that unpaid high to Geordie Kite at the other end of the ground. This is a let-off for the Devils, if anything. That goal to Fawcett gets the margin back to 3. Like I said, this game will be one of moments. What defines those moments? Well, it'll be up to the Bloods, the Devils, and unfortunately on occasions, the umpires. It's the nature of the beast. Game played by humans. There are errors. There are more special moments though, and we look forward to many more of those right throughout the afternoon. Stick with us. Melton lead by 3 points. Tap one by Tanner. Ground ball opportunity. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of the Bloods. It'll go to Thornycroft. So he'll go wide, predictably, dangerously. Ball got a fist on it. Knocked further afield. Chance there for White. Took on the tackle of McMahon. Good strong tackle. Released the ball, Bewley. Missed the target. Meant for Baker. Groundwork was terrific. Was clean. He got it to Adam Azzopardi. Got it to Andy. Put Matthew Brett under the pump. He released the ball to Cousins. Now he can get it to Myers, who's normally good under pressure. And he was again on this occasion and found Crawford, who's been a bit nervous by foot in this opening term. That kick didn't help. And he's run of, previous missed targets, and it's just bounced over the line for a boundary throw-in on half forward and a side for the Bloods, who lead by 3 points. Throw in, Tanner was pushed, that was there every day of the week. Played on, went to Bewley, did a bit of it, and went to outer centre wing. And he has a party, playing like a confident player. Started well, but this one didn't work out for him as the Bloods have an opportunity to combine through Phillips. Scoble at ground level, couldn't get it through the traffic. And he has a party, rode the tackle, and then waited for Jack Bewley to appear, then missed him by hand. Walker fed the ball forward, good pressure on Suter by Crawford to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in on outer centre wing here at Darley Park. Sun shining down here. 3 point lead of the Bloods. 27.5 minutes gone opening term. Tap one by Thornycroft. Bewley thought he was going to get on the end of that, but he went to Baker instead, Adam Azzopardi, and went to Jack Bewley. Took too long. Stolen there by Thornycroft. Long kick to a one-on-one. Liam Carter, and it knocked away from him by Billy Myers. Waiting at ground level, it was Ryan Carter. And the siren will beat them all. And a very entertaining evening. Even opening term here at Darley Park. But it's the Bloods who lead 3-1-19. Darley 2-4-16. So the Devils missing a couple of opportunities on goal. 3 posters, if you don't mind. But I'll call half of them genuine posters. The others were never seemingly really going in on the correct side. But the goal scorers for Melton, the leaders, Braden Kite, Ryan Carter, Liam Carter, whilst for Darley, Duncan Cadman and Deacon Fawcett have the goals. All right, guys, we'll just have a little quick squiz around the grounds before a break. So the Sunbury-Redan game started early, given the Sunbury side do not have an under-19 team. So we're just chasing that update. Here we go. Bacchus Marsh 20, lead Lake Windermere 7. East Point 13, lead Sebastopol 12. We've got no scores out of the other games, but I do have one from my good mate there, Sammy, up in Ballarat. Sunbury by 3 goals at half-time. Sutton has 4. Lockie Bond, 3 goals, 4. So good game going up there. Redan's chances not dealt much great hope in the absence of Kai Jess, who's just done a calf, so he'll miss the interleague now. So disappointing for the young left footer. But when the absence of Jess will come, opportunity for another. But here at Darley Park, it's Melton, 3-1-19, who lead Darley 2-4-16. A break and back with a second quarter action in around 5 minutes' time.
A yawn. It's the body letting you know you can't go on without the delicious, rich new blend from McCafe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So the Ballarat clearly guilty of more long sleeve jumpers this afternoon than the hosts. Right foot kick to the danger area. Hart had bit of it. Little Hales did the sharking, and a kick across the body was good enough.
The boys are getting rowdy, gonna give it a big old ping. Your beauty, just you watch me. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, done, game over. Gotta leave the fans wanting more, like a rain.
A yawn. It's the body letting you know you can't go on without the delicious, rich new blend from McCafe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So the Ballarat clearly guilty of more long sleeve jumpers this afternoon than the hosts. Right foot kick to the danger area. Hart had bit of it. Little Hales did the sharking, and a kick across the body was good enough.
The boys are getting rowdy, gonna give it a big old ping. Your beauty, just you watch me. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, done, game over. Gotta leave the fans wanting more, like a rain.
Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the second quarter action here in BFNL's match of the round. It's Melton 19 who lead the Devils 16. Anybody's game, really. I thought Darley had more ball. They just made a couple of errors that constituted a couple of those Melton goals. Bit of correction on that. Should see that should hold the Devils in good stead. Melton will want to get a hold of the footy a little bit more, especially in this quarter. Darley have not lost a second quarter since the opening round, albeit against the Bloods. Tap one by Thornycroft, loose ball opportunity. Now Davis I spoke of in that opening term, how dangerous he could be at stoppage. Find in deep into attack there by Farouja. Carter the target, speaking of Liam. Ryan did the shouting. Geordie Kite threw it on the boot across the body. We'll get to the teeth of goal. Good wrestling duel there by the Carter and Myers, but it's been knocked through for a free kick there to Myers in the end, who went short to Adam as a party and just tipped it over the top there to Cousins, who I'm finding was going to be crucial in transition for the Devils today. So there he goes, along the line, penetrating kick. Oh, there's a good high fly at the back there, Handley. Not for the first time this year. Does play quite tall for an otherwise medium-sized player, really. Right foot kick to a 2-on-1 in favouring the Devils. The numbers prevailed. Duncan Cadman getting back and taking an underrated overhead mark. They're going back momentarily with the flight. So that's an awkward-looking kick and turnover. So Devils have been a little less inefficient than I saw them a fortnight ago. But Handley obliged also and gave it back to Duncan Cadman, who found Adam as a party to Baker. He got it stolen from him there by Hickey, who gave it to Davis. Left foot kick to a vacant forward pocket. Ball bouncing, end on end. Myers went to ground. Ward was clean with the gather, but carried it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Bloods in attack early. They lead by 3 points early in this second term. Turnovers will stand out today, and Cream will rise to the top. Throw in. That was clever. Out of the congestion there by Brett, but unlucky nonetheless. Cut off there by Borg. He gets himself in the right places more often than not. A kick behind the play, and he took on Duncan Cadman, ran his measure, delivered with the right boot. He got the journey, Borg. The finish was terrific. The Bloods get their fourth. Kyle Borg heading into the season, the Bloods' number one inside 50 player against the Devils. And on that occasion, he did it all himself to join the Carter boys and Braden Kite in a goal apiece and restore a 9-point lead here at Darley Park. So turnovers in Melton's front half by the Bloods is holding them in good stead. Chance here for Davis again. Onto that left boot. And the Farouja direction. White competed well. It's a good tap there from Matricardi, but again didn't come off. Fell into the hands of Hickey. Grass cutter. Good spoil on the footy there by Matthew. Brett. Nearly as good as a kick in the end. Found its way to the safety of the boundary line. We're going to throw in adjacent to the Darley coach's box. Good to see plenty of numbers here today supporting the 85 reserves and 95 senior grand final winning teams from Darley up here behind the glass in the new facility. Throw in. Tap one there by Tanner. Look at Baker. Ran away, had high to his outside, but elected to go with the kick. Was nearly another turnover there for the Devils, but Johnson with the clever tap to Edwards, took on the player and then gave it to Adam Azapati. He can get over the top to Duncan Cadman if he wants. Elect to do it all himself and missed off to the left and through for a minor score. He could get it over the top to Cadman. He would have only had to fall over to miss it. But, yeah, just some indecision going forward there. Well, the options are plenty, really. Just getting it right in the end was found wanting from the Devils. Manito. Out of defence. Mawson, strong at ground level. Fed the hand pass to Max Scoble. Back to Hickey, who went inboard. Quick hands to Handley. Gave it back to Hickey. And the kick let him down. Mitch Gardner read it well off the boot. And it goes into the middle. Bewley. Pressure from Borg. Gathered the loose ball was Kite, who got it to Phillips. Tumbling kick, hurried one at that. Bit of perceived pressure there. He had more time than he thought. Brett got a terrible bounce. Opened the door for McMahon. He couldn't do much with it. And Gardner gathered, and the kick was terrific there from the youngster. He found Tanner, who went lateral. Found Crawford. That's a better kick. Found Johnson on the lead in front of Handley. Mile away from home, Johnson. Now, he can go to Edwards if he likes, but gee, they're accountable behind the ball. The Bloods, a bit of a web going on there. Somehow he threaded the needle there, Johnson. And that was difficult. So you're really relying on brisk ball movement, such as Adam Azzopardi was forced to go backwards to Crawford, who then rebounded back to Andy Azzopardi with a slow kick, made it difficult for Johnson. He's up to the task on Cooper. Made it look easier than what it was. Now Johnson, Inglis. Gee, he just bobs up when you need him to. Gave it to Beardley, look out, Davis at the back, he's got him. Released the ball to the Luther Baker and then turned it over. Yeah, the Devils have just had a few too many key turnovers in the moment. That's what's been the difference in the game. Ball gets to outer centre wing. And Matthew Brett on the non-preferred went backwards and pinpointed Mitch Gardner, who switched play. How about that for a kick? So Brett and Gardner flying the flag with their ball use by foot. And Matricardi got it over the top to Brett Bewley. So Brett Bewley lopes onto that left and lowers the eyes and found Adam Azzopardi in between three Bloods, if you don't mind. So he went with the short 45 to Tanner. And look at them all leading forward, the Devils. Which option will he go? He'll go to Johnson. I'm not sure he'll make up the ground. Poor option in the end. Poorly weighted kick. Gave Johnson no chance. And Manito will switch play to Button. He'll just chip it over the top to Braden Kite. He'll just take a laconic bounce and run beyond the defensive 50 and go along out of centre wing. The kick was terrific and found McMahon, who didn't let him down, with a clean overhead and looks to move the ball forward. So does Manito, standing start, tipped it over the top to Kite. It was corralled well there by Cousins. He got around him in the end there, did Braden. Got it to Liam Carter. Over the top there towards Walker. Run and carry and delivery inside 50 to a 2-on-1. Carter wanted the hole denied. Crawford, Cousins, Matricardi, Scoble, dribbling ball. Did it do enough? Oh my God. Just on the goal line. It's hit the post. Ball comes back into play. Now that was a let off for the Devils. Kick out wide towards Johnson. He just had to get a touch on it. Frustrated Johnson. Gee, finding some ball is Andy Azzopardi, I tell you that. It's a good month. But a lot of the Devils have, in fact, they've been unbeaten since round one. They're entitled to be running around with a bit of confidence. Get some surety by foot and against quality. Now, there's a free kick here, and it's going to go against the ruckman in Tanner, and it'll go to Thornycroft for a hold. Every other player didn't know what was going on, so Thornycroft sent the ball forward. Carter wanted the hold, denied by the umpire. Matthew Brett at ground level will square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up 45 metres away from the Melton goal. Kick the only goal of the turn through Kyle Borg in the opening 8 minutes. And the Devils, the number one ranked defensive side in the comp, asked to defend once again. Two unlikely ruck combatants here, Bewley and Davis. I'll give that tap to Davis if you don't mind. And we'll get a restart. I can't imagine those two going at it again. Now there's a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Jack Walker. It's going to go against Matthew Brett for just throwing Jack Walker to the ground. Now he does play on the edge, Matthew Brett, and he's just been caught out on that occasion. And Jack Walker, in a relatively low-scoring affair here at Darley Park, we'll get a free shot on goal here. Matthew Brett guilty of giving one of those away last week against Sunbury. So Walker, kick on goal. It's bending back. Oh, and not unlike the Devils in that opening term, he's hit the post as well. So 2 posters for the Bloods in this second term. Gee, how big are those posts down there? So Bewley brings the ball back into play to Edwards. Was scragged as he went for the overhead. No free kick given. Hind, quick hands to Edwards. Back to Hind. He can get it again. Back off Baker. Went by hand. Got it to Joel Cadman. Went with the longer option to Bewley. To half forward to Edwards. All the lefties combined. Now it's Fawcett's turn in front of it. Knocked away from him by Phillips. Ground ball opportunity. Gathered by Ball. Good pressure from Johnson. But the kick set up okay for Jack Walker, who took a bounce. He needs an option. And he'll get one through Ryan Carter. He had to work hard for it. Sleep well after just that. Tipped over the top. And the kick was okay to Manito, who has the ball on outer centre wing. So he looks to play on and gets some yardage with that right foot. The kick was okay. Found Liam Carter, one of 4 individual goal kickers for the Bloods today. Inboard to Manito. He's starting to accumulate between the arcs and he plays on. Good pressure from Baker on the kick. Hot footy, gathered cleverly by Jordan Kite. Quick hand feed from Suter to Ball. Can he get back-to-back goals? Oh, let off for the Devils again. And a miss from Borg to the left. They waste no time bringing the ball back into play. It's Cousins to Tanner. Got a couple to beat. Did well there, the youngster. Kept his feet and then socketed it. One bounce over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in. He did well there, the young Western Jet. Late in today. It's the Bloods who lead Darley by 11 points. That'll be Tanner and Thornycroft. A couple of names I weren't planning on calling in the lead up to this game. Hind. Just away from Bewley and Johnson. So some almost moments for the Devils. And that's why they've just kicked the 2 goals. 12 minutes into this second term. So it'll be Farrugia and Tanner on this occasion to contest. 4-4 Melton, Darley 2-5. 11-point lead. Tanner with the tap. Hickey read it well. Got the feed to Jack Walker. Territory gain in the Carter direction. Didn't bend. Matricati did. Got it in the end. Took on the first and the second tackle. Wanted the high from the first and or the second. But rightfully denied. Holding the ball. So Hickey with ball in hand. Bloods present. So he goes the long option. And in from the side there was Cousins. I can see him featuring in Darley's best today. Not that that's an outlandish prediction, but I did go early. So did Hatcher as he fed it back to Cousins and conceded a 45 to Crawford, his bereft of option. And he went short to Cousins. He's 25 metres closer to the Melton goal than when he was when he started this chain. So Cousins looks for an option. Tanner presents. Had eyes for the ball. And marked strongly in front of Hickey. They're just getting shut down from half back to half forward, the Devils, and not for the first time against the Bloods. Holding the ball against Mawson. So some good pressure there from the Devils. They need to get the ball moving. Here they go. Johnson to Bewley, who waits for an option to present, and then he goes long in the Joel Cadman direction. In from the side is Myers. Well, Myers has obviously summed up the situation from half back and gone, well, there's nothing going on across half forward. I'll go and sort this out. Excuse me, boys. 2 hands overhead, 1 grab, and now a shot on goal.
That's the same with Ashton too as well. Don't you worry.
He's really got it done in the back half of the ground this year, Billy Myers, and he may have to do it at both ends if the Devils can get it done. Kicks on its way. It went 9 feet off the ground and straight through the middle. So Miles will make his journey back, a bit like Burke and Wells, back to the back line, but Myers will survive this. 14 and a half minutes gone second term. Myers gets his first, and for all that play in the Bloods forward 50, it's just a goal each in this third term, and we're back to a 5-point ball game. So goal scorers for Melton, Braden Kite has one, the Carter boys one each, and Kyle Borg, whilst for Darley, Duncan Cadman, Deacon Fawcett, and Billy Myers. Back at the restart. Tap one by Duncan Cadman. Baker hunted it, gathered it, and gave it to Bewley. Kick out wide towards brother Jack. The gather was clean. Gave it to Joel Cadman. Came back onto the right boot. This is better from the Devils. Edwards presented. Ball, ground ball opportunity. Opportunity for Adam Azzopardi. 2 goals in a minute for the Devils. And more importantly, the lead back. Gee, they can score quickly when they are effective. And that was an example. Gee, Baker just swooped on that ball, gathered cleanly. Was the genesis in that centre clearance. I don't know how far you go back for a score involvement, but it all started out of the middle. And Adam Azzopardi becomes the 8th goal kicker on the ground. 4 individuals for each. Back in the middle, Ferrugia grabbed it out of the ruck. Dispossessed. Bewley. Baker needs to be quick. Somehow was dispossessed there by Hickey. Fell in the hands of Manito, who gave it to Button. Game's gone up a level. Kick to half forward. Carter outstretched hands. Couldn't gather. Borg went to soccer. Often dangerous. Duncan Cadman had to release the footy quickly. He did to White. White missed the target. It was meant for Joel Cadman. Max Scoble gathered. Kick across the body. Did he keep it inside the boundary? He did. Off hands over the line. We'll get a throw in. 40 metres around from the Melton goal. So good to see this game just starting to go up a cog here. It's the Devils who lead by 1 point after they trailed by 3 at quarter time. As I touched on, they hadn't lost a second term since round 1. Tap one by Ryan Carter. Devils have got numbers here. Gardner, quick answer to a stationary Matthew Brett. He got it to Joel Cadman, to Cousins. His hand pass was intercepted, but Ward was up to the task and found Gardner, who went with the right foot kick out in the Johnson direction. Chase Goble did well. Well, Heaney threw it away, lucky to get away with that. And then Inglis was tripped. Umpire called play on. Somehow the Bloods will get away with this. His right foot kick forward. Speaking of Scoble, went in the Geordie Kite direction. Elusive, forced to release the ball by hand to brother Liam, but he's tackled right up against the boundary line. We'll get a ball up 20 metres around from the Melton goal. Ball up. Bloods in attack. Ryan Carter won the tap. Brodie Ward got a terrible bounce, but his attack on the footy was good before he was held up. And we'll get another stoppage deep in the Bloods attack. Near 18 minutes gone, second term. Darley lead by 1 point. Ball up. Tap one by Matthew Brett. Liam Davis got a bad bounce. Favoured Matt Riccardi and Ward, who got it to the outside to Gardner. Territory gain, dribbling ball has to gather from Johnson. Well, that was super. And how about the kick? Found Edwards. Gee, Johnson's in form. He did all that in a phone box, Johnson. He did all but hang it up. And how about the kick from Edwards to Bewley on centre wing? This is when Darley looked good. So Walker came in from the side to apply that smother. Inglis at the back. Gee, got a bit of it for a small man up on the back of Phillips. Ground level ball from Lockie Walker. Clearing kick. Now Bloods have got numbers. It'll just need to sit for Liam Carter. He did well, but he was dropping the ball on Cousins. He was right there, right time. He started well, Cousins. Gee, he did a lot right there, Liam Carter. And then he goes into the pocket. Johnson presented and took a nice grab. Gee, he was up on half back just minutes ago. And now he's in half forward, left forward pocket, taking a grab out in front of Handley, who's no slouch. Well, he didn't do anything wrong there either, Handley. The kick inside. So important for the Devils. So Johnson, from just inside 50, kicks on its way. Has he got the journey? He has, Johnson. He's on the board, and deservedly so. He's a dangerous player. He deserved that moment and that finish. Reserved for few. Johnson gets his first. Darley get their third of the term. And they are 7-point leaders now, 19 and a half minutes into this second term. And he becomes the 9th individual goal scorer today. So yes, passages of efficient play by foot, by hand, will be telling. And Darley has had a few of those, and they've all resulted in scores. Ball up. So their best is certainly good enough. Now Tanner out of the middle. Right foot kick. Awkward one at that for the big fella. But Fawcett was in front. He could feed the ball by hand to Andy Azzopardi. Chose not to. Went in ball to Hine. Could go to Baker. From half forward. Goes to lower the eyes out direction there of Johnson. He got a couple to beat, including the boundary line. The boundary line beat he, Suter and Phillips over the line for a throw-in. Devils in attack. So they're having their moment here, the Devils, the last 4 or 5 minutes. So Thornycroft and Johnson will contest this ruck duel. Throw in. Tap one by Thornycroft. Roving there was Hatcher. He was tackled, taken to the ground. We'll get a repeat stoppage. Thornycroft won that one out in the end. Clever little tap on there from Scobles. A turnover in the end, though, to Adam Azzopardi. Got it behind. He went wide to the pocket. Kick meant for Inglis, but found the boundary line in the end. We'll get a throw in. Just 12, 15 metres around from the Darley goal. Going to be Duncan Cadman and Thornycroft to contest this ruck duel. Cadman won the tap only as far as Suter. His clearing kick. McMahon had front position on Crawford. Couldn't bring in the mark, and the umpire says, I'll have it. You'll get a ball up on half forward, out of side for the Devils. Time on second term. Darley with the last 3 goals of the game. Now Scoble again with a loose ball. Ambitious tap. Resulted in a turnover to Hind, who hit Tanner. Laces out, didn't have to move. Played on, got it to Cadman, ran to 45, got plenty on the kick. Johnson in front, couldn't hang on. Manito did the roving, and the kick out of defence was terrific and found Cooper. So he goes with the left boot. In that pattern of play, good pressure on Carter there from Myers. Darley got numbers at ground level through Joel Cadman. We went back to Tanner, awkwardly found Adam Azzopardi. Too far out to score, half forward, out of side. He way up the options. And he kept it low and found Duncan Cadman, who's taken a mark. Shallow entry inside 50, waste no time, plays on, goes in the end. He has the party direction, wanted to push, and he'll get it. It was soft. I'd like to have been a little bit closer to be able to give that decision more support, but none could be more closer than the umpire. So in a game of small margins, when you're on the right side of these, it's just a bonus. And Andy Azzopardi, who's yet to kick a goal today, averages a goal a game for the Devils over the last couple of seasons, leans back on the kick, and he likes it. Devils have got 4 in a row here at Darley Park. And the Azzopardi boys are both on the board on the major front. They have a goal each, so too Will Johnson, Billy Myers, each in the second term. Cabin Fawcett hit the scoreboard in the first term for Melton. The Carter boys, Kite, and I speak of Braden Kite and Kyle Borg. 13-point lead of the Devils. And booted 4 goals to 1 in this second term. And we're near 24 minutes gone. Yeah, that impressive round of second quarters. Looks like it will continue for another week. Back at the restart. Tanner and Thornycroft to go at it head to head. Tanner won the tap. Good use of the body there by Walker to deny Bewley. There was nothing forthcoming there for the Bloods to take any advantage, really. It was very Bewley conscious. There was Lachlan Walker. Tap, well, grabbed out of the ruck there by Tanner. Fell into the hands of Lachlan Walker. His kick through traffic was smothered. Davis went the little soccer forward, got some metres gained. Hind kept his feet and his hand pass. Was gathered by Borg. Hickey to McMahon. He went wide to Scoble. Kick was cut off. Gathered by Hickey, who was tackled by Cousins. And we'll get a ball up. Darley by 13 points. Near 25 minutes gone in this second term. Thornycroft the fly. Rewarded with the tap. Davis over the footy. Couldn't gather cleanly. We'll get one high. As he reached for the ball. And he'll send the Bloods into attack. Out in the kite direction. Going the fly there was Cousins. Went to ground. Kite gathered. Good pressure there from Brett Bewley. Swarm of players around the footy and we'll get a ball up. Billy Myers one of those. And Max Goebel the other. So the Bloods looking to get one back ahead of the halftime break here at Darley Park. Tap one by Brett, went boundary side, swinging an miss by foot there by Max Scoble. He'll get a second attempt here. Shoveled it out to Davis, high up and under, right foot kick to the danger zone. Ground ball, shark by Borg, doesn't miss those. Front and centre goal, quality finish. So Borg gets his second of the term, his second for the match. And the Bloods stay in touch ahead of the halftime siren. 5-4-34 Melton. Darley 6-5. 41. Good front and centre goal there from Borg. Stick with us by the BFNL Match Centre. We'll endeavour to get you an update score from around the grounds as they come to hand. 4 other games. Redan v Sunbury, North Ballarat. Lakers, Bacchus Marsh and Sebas v East. Tap one by Tanner. Sun streaming down on Darley Park on the last Saturday in June. Had a bit of luck with the weather for the most part. On game day this year, the BFNL, Hind. Tackle taken to the ground by Davis and Lachlan Walker. We get a ball up. Really watch Hind open up the shoulders in the second half. Bewley and Baker probably been the pick of the two in the middle. Hind on that occasion won the kick. Got it to Heaney. Rebound kick. Front and centre there was Tanner. Just needs to sit up for the big fella. Now he wants a handball give and he got it in the end to Matthew Brett. He just chipped it out the direction of Azzopardi. Scoble went early, didn't get body or ball. Allowed Andy Azzopardi to come back with the footy and hit up Inglis, who wasted no time switching play. They're out here, the Devils. They just needed to get it into the right hands. Matt Riccardi got it to one of those in Hind, who ran to 40. How's the finish? Sublime. Excellent answer there from Nick Hind. And a quality finish from one of the A-plus graders in the competition. And the Devils restore a 13-point lead ahead of the halftime break, near 28 minutes gone. Darley 7-5-47, Melton 5-4-34. Interesting. Just on face value, I just wonder whether Melton are going to have the answers for the Devils. The Devils get what they want right. It's going to be hard to see them getting done here. Brett Bewley out of the middle. Adam Azzopardi took as long as he liked. Got it to Inglis. Over to Andy. He couldn't get 2 1/4, could he? Yes, he could. Just as I was endeavouring to spit out that maybe I don't see the Bloods having the answers for the Devils. They're just a little bit too deep. And the Bloods' responses have been, on the back of Darley errors, essentially. Credit to the Bloods getting that outnumber, and pressure on the Devils to create those mistakes. But there's some depth in these options for the Devils, and they're out to a 19-point lead. Tanner, Baker. We'll come back and we'll get a ball up. Darley lead by 19 points, 29 minutes gone. Tap one by Tanner. Adam Azzopardi over the footy. Baker, Davis, Jack Bewley, brother Brett, Gee, they're all in there. Family affair. We'll get a ball up. Ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Button. Swarm. Tackled. Held up. Right call. We'll get a ball up on half forward. For Darley, who've kicked 6 goals in this term. Loose ball, ground ball opportunity. Bewley, a rare go to ground moment, but he'll get a free kick for it. Hind took the advantage. I'll turn it over here. Poor kick. No one on the well, Hind was on his own page really, looking to play on and get the game moving. Everyone else was a kick away, including Heaney, who marked it. So he's kicked towards half-back, was sharked there by Crawford. Off hands, over the line, we'll get a boundary throw-in. Darley 8-5, Melton 5-4. $19-point lead to the Devils after they trailed by 3. Well, they trailed by 9, really, early in the second term after that goal to Borg. Suter through traffic. Davis fed it out towards Lachlan Walker. Under pressure. Fed the ball by hand to McMahon. So the Devils' pressure's gone up, but they've been up to the task here. The Bloods through Carter. Speak of Liam. Got it to brother Ryan. Searching hand pass. Under pressure. Meant for Davis. He's got a couple to beat at ground level. They'll be happy with a stoppage here, the Bloods. That was hard work. Territory gain. Good pressure from the Devils without the footy. Well played by the Bloods not to cough it up. Baker. We'll get a boundary throw in here. Half forward, out of side. 31 and a half minutes gone. Second term. Throw in. Tap one by Ferrugia. Bewley. Rare fumble. Open the door for Walker. So then Bewley was forced to do the tackling. As the siren sounds for half-time here at Darley Park, it's the Devils 8-5-53 who kicked 6 goals to Melton's 2 for the term. We'll go through the goal scorers. Andy Azzopardi has 2, 1 each to Duncan Cadman, Deacon Fawcett, Billy Miles, Adam Azzopardi, Will Johnson, Nick Hind. Whilst for Melton, Kyle Borg has 2 and 1 each to the Carter boys, Ryan and Liam, and Braden Kite has 1. So Darley, after trailing by 3 points at quarter time, lead by 19 at the half. On the back of that, 6 goals to 2 second term. So, yeah, that's some 10 second quarter wins in a row to the Devils, unbeaten in second quarter since round 1. Guys, we'll just take a little bit of a break, but before that, we'll endeavour to get you a score from around the grounds in other games in the BFNL. Let's hope that they're on Play HQ duty this afternoon. Of course, some of them seemingly asleep at the wheel from week to week. So we'll roll the dice and we'll get you a halftime score from around the grounds. Not the best start in those first 2. Bacchus Marsh 21, Lake Windaree 7, Each Point 41, Sebastopol 38. So a couple of entertaining games going on around. I think my good friend Sammy up in Ballarat has sent me through a score from Sunbury. Not at three-quarter time yet, though, but it was Sunbury by 3 goals at the half. Guys, I'll have more information for you when we return in around 15 minutes' time. But here at Darley Park, in the BFNL's match of the round, it's Darley who lead Melton by 19 points.
A yawn. It's the body letting you know you can't go on without the delicious, rich, new blend from McCafe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So the Ballarat clearly guilty of more long sleeve jumpers this afternoon than the hosts. Right foot kick to the danger area. Hut had bit of it. Little Hales did the sharking, and a kick across the body was good enough.
The boys are getting rowdy, gonna give it a big old ping. Your beauty just you watch me. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. 3, 3, 2, 1, done, game over. Gotta leave the fans wanting more, like a
Welcome back ahead of the third quarter action here at Mattingley Park in BFNL's match of the round. It's the Devils who lead by 19 points here. I'll kick to the left of screen in this third term. Duncan Cabin into the ruck, won that first tap, ground ball opportunity. Good use of the body by Hickey, couldn't gather cleanly. Suter held up there by Baker. We'll get a ball up. Yeah, just 3 or 4 passages of play. Elite play there from the Devils has been the difference in this game. Ball up, tap one by Duncan Cadman. Hickey got on the end of it, he's had a bit of it. Left foot kick, territory gain to half forward. White gathered cleanly, went inboard to Myers. Could have gone back to White if he liked, but hit up Inglis. Took a nice mark in front of Benito. So Inglis with ball in hand. Continues the pattern along the line. Goes in direction of Edwards. Had a couple to beat, had a bit of it in front. Jim Orson couldn't get a spoil on that. Well, he played on, made it difficult for Baker. They nearly made a meal of it, the Devils. And this, what you'll think is the is all that'll cost them here this afternoon is if they get beat themselves, because their best is very good. And the Bloods have had a lot of territory gain, not a great deal of cohesion throughout the most part of the afternoon. And they are missing a few soldiers as well. 19-point lead to Darley, 8-5 to 5-4. Throw in, tap one by Duncan Cadman, favoured Max Scoble, reeled it in, went to ground, over the footy, and we'll get a ball up. See, that's one of the biggest halftime crowds sharing a chat and a bite to eat I've seen in the BFNL. A bit to do with the anniversary the Devils are celebrating, some 30 years on against the Bloods, mind you. McMahon and White fight over it. Bewley stole it, but he coughed it up by hand to Jack Walker, who went forward. Myers could have been held. Carter, ground level. Umpire called it even. Bewley forced to push back inside the defensive half. Loose hand pass meant for Myers. Got a touch of the fumbles. Might have caught one high. The umpire agreed. The Devils will get out of trouble. So some real pressure on the big guns. They were able to get away with it in the end. So Ward comes broadcast side. Joel Cadman with the fly. Just outpointed Borg on that occasion. Troy Scoble just congratulating him on that grab. I'm not sure that's exactly what he said, but we'll trust the great man. Joel Cadman along the line to centre wing. Johnson from the side. Had plenty of it. Went to ground. He's going to hurt himself one day. Hickey got the loose ball through traffic. Lowered the eyes and the kick was good. And he hit up Borg. Geez, a workhorse, Hickey. Just between the arcs. He's so important for the Bloods. Just in there, even when the Bloods have moments of being flat, he just continues to work hard with and without the footy. And he's got just reward here for a hit-up kick to Kyle Borg, who didn't let him down. And now Joel Cadman's turn to stand despondently on the mark, having outpointed Borg moments ago. So it'll be Borg from 45, a chance to kick his third goal and keep the Bloods in it here at Darley Park. Kicks on its way. It's off to the right. May even be Borg's third behind of the afternoon. 5 shots on goal. Dangerous player. Myers. Look at that for a kick. Brings it back into play to Joel Cadman. Now he's beyond the defensive 50. He can go to Ward now if he likes. And he's got an overlap here to Johnson. And he kept it in, did he? Oh, I don't know whether the boundary umpire was in the best position, given he was front on to Johnson. It was more of a guess than anything else. I reckon the non-adjudicating boundary umpire would have had a better view of it, if not me. As we run parallel with the boundary line up here in the broadcast position. But the chip over the top. Gee, luck's a fortune there for Handley. Excellent lob wedge, found Davis. We'll call him the pin as he went short to Hickey. And he'll go to the danger area, but it was well read off the boot there by Gardner. As he enjoying his time under Jordan across half-back. I think the kick was meant for Hind. It went with the outside of the boot and found Johnson in the end. Such was the weight of number. Hind stopped and propped and dumped as he kicked there by Borg. And down the ground. So Andy has a party. Will square the kick. Stolen. And he ran away there, did Walker. And he just tipped it over the top and found Ryan Carter. So he'll look to half forward, overcook the kick. Hickey couldn't gather cleanly. Matricardi did the mopping up, squared it into the middle of the ground. Edwards stopped and propped, got onto the left side and went wide to Bewley. He's got a paddock, but he's got no one forward, so he'll go goalward. And there'll be a turnover opportunity here, and Bewley happy to cop the territory gain, and for some reason or another, Suter conceded a behind. Darley 8.6.54, Melton 5.4.34. Melton actually 5.5, I believe. Because Borg did kick no behind. But we'll keep an eye on that. Out of defence they come. Perugia at the back. In front, Joel Cadman paid the mark. And he'll have to come back because you can't pay the advantage. Right call by the umpire. So Joel Cadman, who missed the round 1 12-point loss to the Devils, will have to come right back behind the mark. And Andy Azzopardi will nearly get it back again. Poor checking from the Bloods. Now Andy Azzopardi ran to 55, squaring kick. Edwards the fly, couldn't hang on, off hands. Gathered there by Phillips. Torpedo into the middle of the ground. Good use of the body there by Carter. Umpire call play on. How will it sit for Braden Kite? He had to stop, prop, knock it to his own advantage. Went to ground. He'll get a hold. Or a push from the umpire on Cousins. So Kite with a 45-degree angle. Shot on goal here. Go right goal post. Chance to narrow the margin. I think they're a point out. I think Melton should be 5-5. So Kite will get to the goal line. Myers, and in from the side, Joel Cadman with an important fist. Got it through for a rush behind. Now, I think Melton are 5-6. It's going to be tough for me to remember that right throughout general play. And I think it's a 3-goal ball game in favour of the Devils. And Billy Myers will bring the ball back into play. Told to play on by the umpire. Got plenty of the kick. Bewley in front. At the back there was Heaney. Johnson the fly through traffic. Hind got around McMahon. Awkward bounce. Dumped as he kicked there by Heaney. Heaney just saying, how you doing? Oh, Joel Cadman just pushed him at the wrong stage as he was just trotting off towards defence. Joel just gave him a little heave-ho. Like I said, the only people who'll get Darley beat today on what we've seen so far are the Devils. Heaney, inside 50. At the back, Cousins. Ground ball, beautifully sharked there by Walker, who got it to Hickey. Had a pot shot at the goals, low percentage, but took it on. And a behind registered 5-7 now, Melton. Now, Matthew Brett brings it back into play. Had some good support around Crawford on that occasion. So Crawford with ball in hand. We'll go backwards, or lateral to Matthew Brett. So Ward presents. He's got him if he likes broadcast side. No movement at all, really. So he just threads the ball to Myers, who didn't really have to do anything except mark the footy. Now he's told to play on by the umpire. And the kick meant for Fawcett is cut off by Handley. So he'll look to square the footy. And found Heaney, who could lower the eyes and hit up McMahon on out of centre wing. Just so hard to get through both of these defences as McMahon goes wide of the pocket. Cousins was a little bit late on Kite. McKite was up to the task and played on. Went with the right kick. Awkward one at that. Cut off there by Myers, who did the tidying up. So he comes broadcast side to Gardner. They look to move it forward. Poor kick. Mawson just needed to bend it. Bounced off his shins. Hind kept his feet but couldn't keep it in. We'll get a boundary throwing. Scrappy opening 8 or 9 minutes. Both sides feel themselves out again before we expect another gear to be raised in this game. Darley by 18. Chance for Joel Cabin. Needs to be quick. High up and under kick. In front. Hatcher. Fly at the back handling. Couldn't hang on. Button through traffic. Got ball to boot. Needed a handball give. Elected to go by foot and was turned over to Hind. We found Andy has a party in the middle of the ground. He's had a good game. There's a slow hang time kick. Chase Goble from the side. Matt Triccardi was up to the task. Didn't take body or ball. Lowered the eyes. Kick was good. Hit up Edwards, who's looked dangerous and lively forward. That kick was good too. On the attacking 50. Hatcher went back towards Cousins. Back to Hatcher, and the kick was good from the youngster. It's going to be Andy Azzopardi. He's enjoying one of his better days against Melton. Just tough opposition to play well against. And he's had a good day today. He's kicked 2 goals, both in that second term. A chance to kick the Devils first of the third term, and we've been playing near 11 minutes. Ball played predominantly in the Bloods' front half until now. And Azzopardi makes no mistake, he gets his third. And Darley get the first of the term, despite Bloods having most play in their front half. 9-6-60 Darley, lead Melton 5-6-36. We're back to a 4-goal ball game. Andy Azzopardi, the leading goal scorer, on the ground with 3. Just if the Bloods haven't got enough to worry about with Bewley, Hind, Baker, Myers, Cousins, Brett and the like. Johnson, Edwards, yeah. And they're all out there today, fortunately for the Devils. Joel Cabin, another very good player. And the Bloods yet, they're a handful short. And Impey, ball up. Through traffic. They go. Through Cousins. Left foot kick out wide towards Johnson. Asked to bend. Couldn't quite get it done. Mawson was strong. Nearly caught one high. Went to ground. Players around the footy will get a ball up. Darley by 24 points. Half forward broadcast side. They kick to the golf club end in this third term. Loose ball. Stolen by Bewley. Left foot quick across the body. Edwards presented. Took a strong mark in front. Gee, you made to earn it too. By Phillips. Oh, hello. And Edwards will go back and have a shot. Gee, looked lively across half forward today. Hasn't kicked a goal. But it's been important nonetheless. So Edwards from about 45 metres out. Kicks on its way. Has the accuracy. I'll get to the goal line. Then off hands through for a rush behind. Darley extend their lead to 25. 13 minutes gone in this third term. So Manito with the long, trusty right boot. Flying Gardner, ran, crashed into Bewley, opened the door for the Bloods through Ryan Carter. Tumbling kick forward towards the attacking 50. White. Quick hands to Joel Cabin, who'll just chip it over the top here. Meant for Jack Bewley. But Suter will see it over for a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in to take place. Broadcast centre wing. Darley lead by 25 points. Mostly due to that 12-minute finish in that second term. The rest has been pretty even territory game. Bewley, Suter. And a couple of friends just helping each other out there in different jumpers. Tap one by Tanner. Suter will get on the outside of this. Gathered. Ball to boot. Tumbling one. Territory gain. Another one for the Bloods. White gathered for the Devils. Did the don't argue on Davis, but coughed it up. Was a little unlawful, said the umpire. Over the shoulder. Davis will take the resultant free kick. Onto the left boot he goes. To Carter. On the lead. Strong overhead. Good grab. Presented and held firm in front of Myers. Liam Carter, of course, who booted 6 goals in the Bloods triumphant premiership win against East Point at City Oval in 2024. But look to go short to Geordie Kite on the lead, who presented. Got some separation on wide on that occasion. And now it's Geordie Kite's turn to have a pot shot at the goals and join his brother Braden on the goal front with a major. So Geordie Kite, chance to narrow the margin to 19, directly in front, kicks on its way, and the Bloods, they get one back here at Darley Park, an important one at that. They get their sixth of the afternoon. 6:42 Melton trail Darley 9:761. Darley did win the reserves earlier today. Both sides not really at the pointy end of the reserves ladder. So both sides will take whatever wins they can. Sunbury lead Redan by 16 points. That was the final margin. Tap won there by Tanner. Second up work was okay. Got an important touch on it. Still a 50-50 ball. Hind will gather and be held up by Button and will get a ball up. So an entertaining game at City Oval. Sunbury 13-12 have defeated Redan 11-8. Tap one by Faruja. Gee, Joel Cabin got a terrible bounce. Favoured Borg, who fed the ball by hand. Will want to get it back. Davis took on the tackler. He's held up there by Matt Riccardi. Will get a ball up. Next goal, all important here. Tap one by Tanner. Hind out of nowhere, just kicked it flush into Luther Baker's face. Might have woken up Luther Baker. We had a very good first half. Ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Speak of the devil. Baker onto the left boot. High up and under kick. Read well there by Gardner. He could feed the ball by hand to Inglis, who gathered. Now weigh up the options. He looks to come back inboard to Edwards. Overcooked the kick, but somehow he ended up with it again. Tried to feed the ball by hand to Hatcher. Turnover opportunity for the Bloods through Suter. Dribbling ball to space. Cut off by Hind on half forward. Went wide to the pocket to force it. Presented well and it knocked away from him by Handley, who was desperate. Darley got numbers through Matt Riccardi. Tumbling hand pass to Tanner. Back inboard towards Fawcett. Bloods have got numbers on this occasion now through Scoble. Right foot kick to out of centre wing. Good use of the body by Matthew Brett. He'll switch play towards Andy Azzopardi. They look to stop and prop him. Go to Brodie Ward. But he'll elect to go for a longer option. Into the pocket. Johnson the target. Off his hands. Loose ball, Manito, right foot kick, another territory gain for the Bloods. Braden Kite's waiting on the end of it. Andy Azzopardi nearly grabbed it cleanly, but it just, last moment he lost the footy. Chase Scoble, territory gain to half forward. Mitch Gardner, clever, could have been held. And he was in the end, said the umpire. So Mitch Gardner with ball in hand. Lowers the eyes, found Bewley, had to stretch. Didn't let him down. It's got Hind at half forward, but then sends the ball wide towards Duncan Cadman. Hatcher presented. Ignored that option and went to Cousins. So Cousins goes deep forward. Gee, it was well off the boot there by Manito. Outpointed Hind on that occasion. So Manito will come back broadcast side to where the ball came from. Cousins the fly. Got a fist on the footy. Andy Azzopardi went back to Cousins. Knocked it over his head towards Duncan Cadman. Went through the traffic. Cop one high. We'll take the resultant free kick. Duncan Cadman on half forward. Now he'll square the ball. Players fly. Who's at ground level? Inglis, one of those. Loose ball opportunity here for the Bloods. Phillips fed the ball by hand. Got it towards Davis. Quick, clever little touch, and they're away here. Geordie Cotter got it out wide. Kite, in fact, got it out wide towards Liam Carter to half forward. Borg had to do well, and he did, because the Devils were coming. So the Bloods need to push forward now and present for Borg, who has it on outer half forward. Right foot kick into the pocket. Kite waits at the back. Bloods have got numbers in front through Billy Myers, and he took a nice grab in the end. And he'll look to switch play. And he meant for Brody Ward. Geordie Kite got a quick hand on it. Andy has a party, made it difficult for Cadman. Speaking of Duncan's hamstrings, but he was up to the bend. And he came broadcast side to Ward. He can just chip it along the line to Hind. Found him. Didn't let him down. And Hind will look to go to the left of Scoble here. Oh, that's a bit of a shank from Nick. He knew it as soon as it went off the boot, but put Edwards under the pump. He contested hard against a couple of Bloods. Jack Walker's gather was good. Good pressure at the back there from Jack Bewley. Not before he could release the ball to Manito, who went forward. Bouncing ball. Who's at the back? Billy Myers is one of those for the Devils. And he's happy to carry it over the line in the end for a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in. Bloods in attack here. Door ajar. Opportunity for the reigning premiers. Slightly undermanned today. Putting up a fight against the ladder leading Devils. Crawford got out the back. Quick hands. Made it difficult for Inglis. Somehow he got boot to ball. Dribbling one at that beyond half back. Fawcett couldn't gather. Joel Cadman could. Back to Andy as a party. Oh, dancing with the stars. Quick hands to Crawford. Back to Cadman, and away they went, the Devils. Inglis got it over the top to Fawcett. He looked to steady the ship with an ambitious kick towards Andy as a party. Cut off by Jack Walker. Gave it to Manito, and they're away here. Bit of lairising for the Devils has resulted in a turnover. Manito forward, and Carter presented. And Liam Carter's taken a mark. And you'll go back and have a shot on goal here from about 35 metres out. And the Devils, the result of their own undoing in the end, just had weight of numbers and just somehow coughed it up in the end. And he get away with that for so long against a quality outfit like the Bloods. You don't get a lot of second and third chances against Melton. On that occasion, I think it was just a second chance there that the Devils gave them. And they were up to the task and created the turnover. It's resulted in a shot on goal here for Liam Carter. He makes no mistake, Liam Carter. Devils made to pay. I've got a game on here at Darley Park. Liam Carter gets his second. His first of the term. Melton 7-6-48. Darley 9-7-61. We're back to a 13-point ball game. So in essence, just the 3-goal term collectively. 2 goals to Melton, 1 goal to Darley. It's been the lowest scoring term of the game. Darley cling to a 13-point lead. Back at the restart, Duncan Cadman won the tap to Bewley. Speak of Brett, who was held up. And we'll get a ball up right in the middle of the ground here. Cadman the fly, won the tap. Brett Bewley, tackled, taken to the ground. We'll get a ball up. Suter again. Fly, Mawson on that occasion. Hickey, good show of agility, gathered, and then fed the hand pass to Manito. So the Bloods enjoyed a good few minutes to Scoble. Kick meant for Carter. Off comes Kite, tried to knock it to the advantage of Walker, didn't get enough of it somehow. Ended up back in the hands of Jack Walker, went to the voice of Braden. Kite is held up and carried over the line. We'll get a boundary throw-in. 52 metres away from the Melton goal. The Blood 7-6, trail Darley 9-7. Duncan Cadman and Mawson to do the tap work. Mawson went over the back only as far as Crawford. Got a clever little boot. Excellent gather there from Inglis. Had to be clean, he was. Got it to Adam as a party. High up and under kick towards half forward. Oh, going back with the flight there was Heaney. Took a ripper grab and he played on but tripped over at the crucial stage. And then his kick was smothered. Lucky Handley was there. Inglis went to ground, bit of Benny Hill music required there, but the Bloods will get away with it. That was another shank off the left boot there from Cooper to the advantage of Suter. Gee, Baker went to ground, he looked sore, and he sent the ball forward. Kite off the back, look out! Davis loves a goal, and he's got it! And the Bloods, they're within 7 points here at Darley Park. Yes, yes, yes. Ryan Davis gets it done. And near another example of their own undoing there, the Devils. Darley 9-7, Melton 8-6. The Gold Coast, they defeated Melbourne by 19 points. After they led by 36 at quarter time. 37-1 it was in favour of the Gold Coast there at one stage. But Darley lead by 7 here. Game on. Bewley got boot to ball. Ball, quick hands. Lachlan Walker. They've got out the front here. Hickey inside half forward. Long to Carter. Myers in front. Oh, they're going to... The Bloods coaching box have talked... a hold against Matthew Brett on Carter. And we've got a 1 point ball game. Ryan Carter gets his second. I'm not going to buy into that. We've got a 1 point ball game here at Darley Park. Just trying to work out just who is the hunter and who is the hunted. The Sunbury have locked away an important win on the road against Redan. They won by 16 points. Only got time to check how many goals Sutton kicked. I know he had 4 there at one stage early. He ended up with 5. Tails up for the Bloods. Hickey fell over at the crucial stage. Loose ball opportunity. Bloods have won a few of those in recent moments. Cooper went to ground. Andy has a party, kept his feet, but missed the target. Mawson went the soccer. Coming off out of centre wing there was Matt Tricardi. Kick was poor. Cut off. Was touched off the boot. Otherwise, Hine would have been copying a 50 there. I just couldn't hear the touch behind the glass here. We get a ball up on half forward. 27 minutes gone. Darley lead by a point. Tap one by Duncan Cadman. Ground level ball. The Bloods wanted it more. They get the ball out to outer centre wing. Good pressure there from Gardner on Thornycroft. Ground ball opportunity here. Andy has the party. Kept off it there by Button. Liam Carter got it towards Hickey, who got it over towards Thornycroft, who went long to the square, didn't really look. Joel Cabin got a terrible bounce and it rolled away from him. Through for a minor score. Scores a level here at Darley Park. 9-7 apiece. So Myers will go out of side to Mace Cousins. Kick was effective. They weigh up the options. Told to play on in the end by the umpire. Got plenty of the kick out the Inglis direction. Manito, the fly, got a bit of it. Couldn't hang on. Scoble shoveled it to Phillips. Back to Manito, back to Scoble, back to Phillips. Tumbling kick forward in front, Crawford. And it knocked away from him. Out wide towards the boundary line. A couple of players gave up, anticipating it going out. Cousins gathered, got it to Joel Cadman. Old-fashioned roost. Right into the middle of the ground. Only as far as Handley. He can give it to Manito if he wants. He can still give it to him. But he'll go sideways to outer centre wing. So Heaney on that left boot, went wide to the pocket. Off the hands of Carter. Joel Cadman being good. Quick hands. Missed Bewley. And a collective group of almost moments in this term from the Devils has been trumped by the tenacity and eagerness and determination of the Bloods to be able to get it done and get this margin back. Well, scores level. And here they go again. In front, Geordie Kite could have been hung on to there by Gardner. Umpire said no. Hurry kick forward there by Luther Baker. Territory gain. Got a bit of it. Heaney leading into the race for the ball. Off hands over the line for a boundary throw in. Oh, it must have come off the boot of Heaney accidentally. Because Hind got the ball somehow. So Hind with ball in hand. Time running out for the Devils. Near 30 minutes gone. Squaring kick to Bewley. Was able to hang on to that. Siren sounds. Blood's in with a hope here at Darley Park. Not that they were ever denied an opportunity for the most part of the game, but there were some flat moments in that second term. But a bit of meandering and, Darley's ball use efficiency sort of dropped off in that third term, and the Might of the Bloods were able to capitalise and in the end hit the scoreboard. That sees the scores locked together at three-quarter time. Darley 9-7, lead Melton 9-7. Quick look at the goal scorers before a break. Ryan Carter has 2. Liam Carter 2. And 1 each to Geordie Kite, Braden Kite and Ryan Davis. Whilst for the Devils, Andy Azzopardi has 3. He kicked the only goal for the Devils in that third term. They only kicked 1 goal, 2 for the quarter. And 1 each to Cadman, Fawcett, Myers, Adam Azzopardi, Will Johnson and Nick Hind. Gee, we've got a game on here, guys. It looked like it was, Darley's best was going to be too much for the undermanned Bloods, but that not be the case, given the tenacity and the intestinal fortitude of the Bloods to work their way back into the game. And it sees scores level here in BFNL's match of the round. At the final break, it's 9-7, 61 apiece. Don't go anywhere. Grab a beer, grab a coffee, grab your choice of beverage and strap yourselves in for the final term. Little kickstart here live from Darley Park in 5 minutes' time.
A yawn. It's the body letting you know you can't go on without the delicious, rich, new blend from McCafe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So the Ballarat clearly guilty of more long sleeve jumpers this afternoon than the hosts. Right foot kick to the danger area. Hart had bit of it. Little Hales did the sharking, and a kick across the body was good enough.
The boys are getting rowdy, gonna give it a big old ping. Your beauty, just you watch me. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, done, game over. Gotta leave the fans wanting more, like a
Darley Park ahead of the final quarter action here. Devils will need a correction on that, what took place through the middle of the ground in that third term where the Bloods got on top. They were able to boot 4 goals to 1 in that term and arrest the lead back. They lead by 1 point into this final term. So what we've been able to establish in the opening 3 quarters is the Darley's best is arguably the best going round, but their worst is considerably less than Melton's. Hence the even nature and the hard-to-beat nature of the Bloods. All-important first clearance. Bewley, hungry, got it to Hind. Found Baker, who was clean in the end and went forward to Edwards. Knocked away from him by Phillips. They've had players at ground level. They've won the territory game today, the Bloods. Hind won the tap on that occasion off that loose ball. Matthew Brett was told he threw it away in the end. Isn't that a lot go his way today with the men in green? So Ryan Carter sends the Bloods into attack in the kite direction. Got a couple to beat. So 2-on-1 there. Myers and Cousins to outpoint Kite on that occasion. The short kick was okay to Bewley. And they're off on their bike here, the Devils, to outer centre wing. Bouncing ball. Found territory. Not dissimilar to the way the Bloods have been going about it this afternoon. They'll take that in the end. We'll get a boundary throw in on outer side centre wing. Melton with a 1-point lead. Stick with us via the BFNL match centre. Big crowd in attendance here. Boundary throw in. Faruja won that tap. Hind held up by Faruja. Tried to get out. Release the ball in. Dribbling kick. Cut off there by Borg. Who's been important. Right foot kick. In the Liam Carter direction. He's forced to go to the spoil. Clean bowl. Joel Cabin over the line for a boundary throw in. So what saved the Devils? Can they come from behind again? And 3-quarter time in 2 weeks in a row against top 4 opposition. Whilst the task is a little easier, the opposition considerably not. Tap one by Tanner through traffic. Davis, like him in the middle. Quick hands to Borg through traffic. Ran his own race. Got around Gardner. Took a bounce. Ran to 40. Took on too many. Got to be holding the ball. In the end, it was paid. So you had my eyes fixed on Borg. I didn't really see what was coming at him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Gee, he got some run and carry. It's Cadman, indecisive. Went wide towards Bewley. Took a nice mark. Out point of his good mate there in Braden Kite. So he went along the line with the left foot drop punt in the Johnson direction presented. Loose ball. Bloods have been there more often than not. Players hurt there in that aerial contest. Duncan Cadman, Will Johnson, Handley and Heaney. We get a ball up, chance for players to catch their breath. Tap one by Tanner through the hands of Hind. Davis shoveled the hand pass out to Walker, who ran out of space, and we'll get a boundary throw in. So if the Bloods were to win here at Darley Park today, they'll make it 5 in a row against the Devils. The Devils will only have themselves to blame, really. They've had their opportunities. Needless to say, more of those won't come in this final term. Ball up. Not Faruja. Arm wrestle attempt in the ruck. Won the tap. Hind kept his feet. Needs some support. Bewley will provide that. Threw it back to Baker, who got it towards Adam as a party. Heaney! Mark of the day. Excellent flying grab over Inglis. And he'll switch play to Phillips. So now the crowd getting into it. The Bloods loyal and faithful up and about, recognising that grab of Heaney and the importance given the context of this game. The kick in from Phillips found Max Scoble. We'll go along the line towards Mawson, who's being hung on to there by White. And he'll get that deserving free kick. So Mawson with ball in hand. We'll look to go in the Carter direction. And it's Liam on this occasion against Myers. Myers stood his ground, needs some support. He'll get it through Tanner. Needs to be quick with his decision making. Opted to carry it over the line with momentum on the back of the McMahon pressure for a boundary throw in on half forward. So we'll get a throw in here. Heaney a little bit sore after that aerial. Boundary throw in. Perugia in front spot. Tanner spent it before he had it. Davis. Yeah, you just don't get a lot of second chance ball against the Bloods. And, gee, the Devils have looked good when they haven't coughed up that second chance. But the Bloods have capitalised when forward of that. Out of the congestion went Perugia. They got it to Braden Kite, to the dangerous Borg. Loves a goal, Borg. And he gets the first of the final term. And he gets his third of the game. Borg gets goal number 3, and the Bloods lead by 7. So since half time, it's been 5 goals 4 to 1 goal 2. Can the Devils find something here? They've won 16 of their last 18 at Darley Park, dating back 2 years. Of course, the Bloods beat them on both of those occasions. Those 2 losses. Back in the middle of the ground, Bewley sent the ball back into attack. Edwards the target. Good use of the body there by Phillips. Reliable defender. We'll go lateral. Stab kick was okay. They'll just get it over the top. From Button to Manito, who goes wide. Those Carters, they keep presenting. Matthew Brett did well on that occasion, but just missed the target by hand. Another almost moment gone begging there by the Devils. We'll get a boundary throw in on out of centre wing. 10-8 Melton, play Darley 9-7. Boundary throw in. Be Mawson. And Bewley just tackled as he kicked. Was enough to earn momentum of the ball out of bounds on the full. So Bloods now into favourites to win this game on what we've seen in the second half. Devils just found a bit wanting. And the Bloods wanting more of it. So Phillips lowers the eyes. Got it towards outer centre wing. Foot race on here. Davis fed the ball to Borg, who's been important. His leg speed just never goes away. Right foot kick into the pocket. Kite the target. Ward was at the back. Fed the ball towards Matthew Brett, who's held up. And we'll get a ball up. 25, 30 metres away from the Melton goal. (10-8) Melton, 68 lead Darley, 9-7, 61, 7.5 minutes gone. Ball up. And we'll get a repeat stoppage. Yeah, it's really been a game of 2 halves. Devils look like they're going to run away with it at half time, but Melton said, oh, hang on a minute. Remember us? That's what's essentially transpired thereafter. Bloods in front here at Darley Park. They trail by as much as 4 goals at one stage. They now lead by 7 points. Just tireless work ethic, accountability. Really gets it done. Throw in. Thornycroft for the tap through traffic. Went Kite. Couldn't get any separation. We'll get a ball up. In front of the Melton goal. 20 metres out from the Bloods goal. They lead by 7 points. Loose ball. Joel Cadman's held up there by Ryan Carter. We'll get a ball up. Thornycroft with the tap. Davis outside of the left boot. Just misses to the near side, one behind. So Myers will bring the ball back into play. Piercing kick in towards half forward to Andy Azzopardi. Fed the ball to Bewley. Left foot kick. Goes in the direction there of Tanner. He had 3 to beat. And the Bloods just queued up there on half back. And Phillips was the recipient of the end who went wide to Manito. We've seen this before. Stops, props, and then he'll go back to Phillips. They just love queuing up behind the ball, the Bloods. Especially when they've got the game on their own terms. They lead by 8 points. So Phillips will feed the ball wide to the wing. Good spoil on the footy there from Bewley. And the ball will find its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Melton 10-9-69, lead Darley 9-7-61. Near 10 minutes gone, final term. Mawson and his opposing number, Tanner, loose ball, overran by Andy Azzopardi. Baker wanted the push, denied by the umpire, and we'll get a ball up. So the two youngsters again, Mawson got a hand on it. Umpire, it's going to bring it back. It's going to go as a high. It'll go against Tanner, and it'll go to Mawson. Just went high and was away there. Blood's getting an important free kick out of stoppage. And Mawson will send the ball to wide towards half forward. And Myers, good use of the body. Terrific player. Centres the ball to Duncan Cadman. And he's got the running Andy Azzopardi. Just needs to get the handball given. He did in the end. Now Andy Azzopardi will send the ball wide into the pocket looking for Johnson. Oh, they went back with courage there. The Bloods, they nearly made a meal of it. Johnson gave the handball give over towards Hatcher. Inboard. Got it to Bewley. Hind. Left foot kick across the body. He might have snuck it in, Hind. Waiting. Goal. 2-point ball game here at Darley Park. Hind gets his second. And a combination of foot and hand from halfback to inside 50 and the finish. I didn't mean to discount the Bloods in that second term, but it's footy like that when the ball doesn't touch the ground, albeit for more than a brief couple of seconds. That's when the Devils are really hard to stop, but maintaining that level is a big ask, and clearly a big ask because they haven't been able to do so. So Bewley gets ball to boot, got the handball received from Baker. Oh, Matricardi, excellent grab on Scoble, who wanted the push. It's a bit disappointed. Andy Azzopardi still there. There's the peripheral. He hasn't got any at the moment. Now he plays on and goes into the pocket. Johnson the target. Got a fist on the footy. Ground level ball. Fawcett kept his feet and then slung to the ground there by Phillips. Umpire called play on. Manito through traffic. Got a territory gain towards Carter. Knocked away from him. He and Brett been going hammer and tong all day. Off hands over the line for a boundary throw in. So that goal to Hind was just the Devils' second of the second half. And they're still within 2 points. 12 and a half minutes gone, final term. Both sides will have excuses in the result of loss. The Bloods will say they got a couple out, and the Devils will say they beat themselves. Baker, out of that congestion, went forward. Edwards, the Bloods have got numbers again. Through Manito, took a bounce, ran across, half back and delivered. Penetrating one at that. Ground ball opportunity. Walker waiting on the outside there. Couldn't gather. And we'll get a ball up. So it was Myers and Liam Carter who had an enthralling duel for the most part this afternoon. What a game we've got going on. 2-point ball game in favour of the Bloods. Baker over the footy and it's socket away from him there by Davis. Joel Cabot needed to be clean. He was. He went with the left boot wide of the pocket. Shark there by Edwards. He just needs to gather. He couldn't. He carried it over the line for a boundary throw in. 13 and a half minutes gone. Final term. Melton 69, Darley 67. Stick with us via the B for Noel match centre. Tap one by Farrugia. Baker ran over the ball. Farrugia and a second attempt at it. Ball gets knocked forward. Suter was strong on Hind. Baker needed to be clean. He was. Gathered and was taken to the ground. We'll get a ball up. 50 metres away from the Darley goal. 67 Darley. Melton 69. Dark skies overhead. Somehow Farrugia manufactured boot to ball. Foot race on to outer centre wing. Myers and Liam Carter. And the boundary line will beat them both. So the ball ricochets off the shin of Carter. Over the line, we'll get a throw in. So that who's the Hunters reference. I think both sides have had periods of both of those scenarios this afternoon. Baker's wild hand pass meant for Bewley. Davis provided the support. Then the one-arm tackle on Bewley. Well, he had little or no other option with one arm, really. I mean, he's very good, but he's still human. Davis will just chip it over the top. Perugia put him under the pump. Chance to get it back here, the Devils. Bewley's loose hand pass meant for Andy as the party. Here come the reinforcements. Off the shin of Baker. Open the door for Perugia. Dribbling ball. Kite in front. Release the ball. Turnover. Joel Cadman. High up and under kick. Both sides under the pump. Edwards went early. Phillips with the big fist. Ground ball opportunity. Manito. Hurried kick forward to outer centre wing. Chance for Cousins through traffic. Clever little chip. Out wide. Was made, looked well there by Baker, who found Hind. Too far out, Jack Bewley presented with the short lead. Now go to Edwards. He's got a couple to beat. And it knocked away from him there by Suter. Tanner didn't bend. Had a second other opportunity. Suter, left foot kick across the body. Matricati, Carter and Brett lead into the race to the ball. Use of the body there from Matricati to deny Carter was enough to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in. Still anybody's game. 16 minutes gone. Final term. Melton lead by 2 points. Half forward for the Devils broadcast side. Throw in. Mawson had front spot. Tanner, use of the body. Couldn't gain any possession. Has the gather there from Lachlan Walker. And the kick across the body found Carter. The gather on the second attempt was terrific. Hand pass in ball was sublime to Jack Walker, to Geordie Kite, who found Ryan Carter on the lead. Good play by the Bloods, arguably their best moment of the afternoon, and the chip over the top was just as good and safe, more to the point, and found Geordie Kite. Key passage of play that in the context of this game. So the old-fashioned, well, more new age really than anything else, this snap from distance. Geordie Kite is a fan of these. Kick across the body. He's done it. To surprise of one and all. He put it through. All bar Geordie Kite. And Kite gets his second. And a steadier for the Bloods. A margin back to 8 points. So Geordie has 2 now. Excellent game of footy. Bit of toing and froing in this final term. Well, the Bloods had arguably their best passage there to earn that finish and that shot on goal. 17.5 minutes gone. 8-point ball game in favour of the Bloods. Ball up, tap one by Mawson's. Had a good final term. Bewley fired the hand pass out to Gardner. Need to be quick to Cousins. Found him. Went with the left boot towards Johnson. Presented. Had a bit of it. Spilt what he should have hung on to. Button did the mopping up. Went backwards to Phillips. He could just tip it over the top. So another almost moment gone begging there for the Devils as Jacob Hickey ends up with ball in hand. Gee, when it comes off, it's sublime, and when it doesn't, well, it's a turnover. Hickey, right foot kick along the line. Players set themselves. Duncan Cadman had a bit of it. Ground ball opportunity for Scoble. Fed the hand pass out to Carter. Territory gain, cut off there by Brett Bewley. Who's endeavouring to keep these Devils in this game. Momentous kick out direction there of Matt Riccardi. And needs a player to present. And one did in the favour of Adam Azzopardi, but he goes to the wider option there in Brodie Ward. Looks inboard towards Hatcher, and he marks uncontested in the end. He needs to be careful with the delivery here. So he goes in the direction of Jack Bewley, who flew, so too Johnson. Mawson grabbed the ground ball. Hand pass, found Handley. Released the ball to Chase Scoble through traffic. Found Ryan Carter. And there's the territory gain from the Bloods again. High up and under. Perugia got an important fist on it to the safety of the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in centre wing broadcast side. Melton 11.975. Darley 10.767. 19 and a bit minutes gone in this final term. Throw in. Tap one by Cadman. Been good around stoppage in the second half, the Bloods, but Bewley stole it. He's just going to try and get it done for the Devils on his own in this final term. Johnson went the spoil. Hind kept running, just missed it in the end. Jack Bewley desperate, kept the ball alive. Only as far as Chase Scoble, who sent the ball back to Darcy Matricati. Turnover opportunity. Bewley. He's had double figures in this final term already. I've only been playing 20 minutes. Left foot kick. Deep into the pocket. Bloods have got numbers. Minito hung on to it for a bit. Wasn't paid the mark, but they'll just waltz out of the back line through Jack Walker, who went lateral and wide, and the kick was good to Braden Kite. Gee, the Devils look like they're out of tickets. Fawcett's pressure was okay. Kite got around him. Went with the right foot kick towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Going to keep it away from Borg. Good tackle on Gardner. Release the footy. Oh, ping for holding the ball, said the umpire. So Borg will waste no time. Onto the right boot. Goes into the pocket. Looking there towards Geordie Kite. He had it knocked away from him. And the ball's gone over the line for a boundary throw-in. Yep, outside of Bewley. There's a lot of Darley players dragging their feet at the moment. They look a bit gashed. I don't know whether they're going to find a couple of goals. In time on here, near 21 minutes gone. It's Melton who lead by 8 points, seemingly on top of the ground late in this game. Throw in. Cadman kick smothered by Farrugia. Excellent 1%er. Got it to Hickey. Somehow released the ball. Bewley. Kick smothered. Another 1%er there from the Bloods. Smother there from Geordie Kite on that occasion. And we'll get a boundary throw in 45 metres away from the Melton goal, who lead by 8 points. Throw in to take place. Farrugia won that tap. Kite got ball to boot. Out of bounds on the full. So Billy Myers with ball in hand. It's another big ask to get Billy to manufacture something out of the back line. But, that wasn't a bad kick to Brodie Ward. He's told to play on by the umpire. Now he's in trouble. Fed the ball to Duncan Cadman. Got the overlap, but it was slow. Look out. Adam Azzopardi cleverly got boot to ball. Found White. Can they hook up here, the Devils? Bewley, Cousins, left foot, bouncing ball. Ball fed back in towards Duncan Cadman. He kept running. He could chip it over the top to Edwards. Left foot. This is game on here. Johnson could have been held. And not paid, said the umpire. Good mark there by Suter. They couldn't believe it, the Devils. And Ryan Carter's away with the right foot kick. And he found Farrugia on centre wing broadcast sign. He went with the right foot kick into the pocket. Now Liam Carter, he can just chip it over the top here to Geordie Kite. And they're just happy getting the overlap here, the Bloods. And they set the ball forward into the pocket. Matthew Brett sweeping hand pass meant for Ward. Can he keep it in? He can. Kick smothered though. Not for the first time this term. The Bloods enforced a smother to keep it in their front half. And they'll square away a stoppage 50 metres away from their goal. Near 23 minutes gone, final term. Darley trail by 8 points. They've been held to 2 goals in this second half. Adam Azzopardi through traffic. Should have went the first time and now get pinged for the second. So another second chance taken by the Bloods. And plenty of those today. Lachlan Walker sends the ball into attack. Cousins the fly at the back, got a fist on the footy. Ward holds up his man, we'll get a ball up. Melton 75, Darley 67. Ball up here. Bloods in attack. Ryan Carter won the tap. Matthew Brett did the sharking to Bewley, to Hind, to Fawcett. Now he ran to the defensive 50. Left foot kick was poor and cut off there by Lachlan Phillips. He'll just go to the out number in Manito to out of centre wing. He'll just get it over the top here to Kite. Right foot kick inside 50. Cut off there by Billy Myers. Last roll of the dice for the Devils. To Johnson. Andy Azzopardi. He's kept running, kept presenting all day as Andy. He's had a good day at the office. He's still going, waving his hands about. So he goes wide in the direction of Gardner. And we'll get a boundary throw in here. centre wing broadcast side. So it's been 2-1 in this final term. 24 and a half minutes gone. So it's not going to be the longest quarter of the year. Led by a bit of stoppage, but boundary throw in. Myers held up there by Mawson, and we'll get a ball up. Mawson just giving Myers a little nudge. Umpire put the whistle in the mouth and then blow it in the end. Now Mawson, stolen by Hind. They need something here. Myers took it on himself, got it to Hind at the end, drew the man. Needs to be clever in space here. Right foot kick, suited it well, and then carried it over the line. We'll get a boundary throwing 49 metres away from the Darley goal. 8-point lead to the Bloods. 2-1 final term. Melton led by a point at three-quarter time. They've extended that to 8. Throw in. Loose ball. Scoble. Got the wrong side of the footy. Smashed it out of bounds on the full. So an opportunity here for Crawford. So Crawford sends a high ball to about 10 players. Gee, the Devils wanted the grab there. They had a bit of it, but just not enough. And it was Myers, in fact. He nearly marked it uncontested in the end. Might have surprised him. 26 minutes gone, final term. Ball up. Johnson the fly, won the tap. And I'll concede a free kick here, Suter. The Devils against Myers. They just need to man up here, the Devils. Time ticking away on them. And the Bloods are safe with ball in hand. So that kick goes in the direction of McMahon. Purely the pursuant, gathered. Good pressure there from Liam Carter to deny the Devils captain an exit. We'll get a throw in on half forward for the Devils broadcast side. You've just failed to make the most of their opportunities today, Darley. Tap one by Myers. Hind gathers and kept it in somehow. Edwards, Phillips. Strong grab there by Phillips. Had a good day. It's been plenty of questions asked of him this afternoon. Just his third game back. Right foot kick along the line. Strong Myers. Geez, there's been some good plays out there today. That was the eyes and found Edwards. He's got little time to get the ball rolling. And he has a party presenting again. So square the ball to Bewley to a 2-on-1. He nearly hung on to it. Baker held up. Tackle taken to the ground. We'll get a ball up. 8-point lead to the Bloods. Doesn't mean a score for a while. I think they're going to hang on here. Myers. High up and under ball. Gardner's got a couple to beat deep in the square. Loose ball opportunity. Now Andy has a party, leads into the race for the ball. Can he gather? He can't. Max Scoble's happy to carry it over the line for a boundary throw-in. 8-point lead to the Bloods. I'll go top of the table with a win here this afternoon. It's like there's 2 minutes left on the clock, I think. Boundary throw-in. All-important clearance here. Hickey's had plenty of those today, been good. Chance here for White, tackled. Dragged over the line for a boundary throw-in. We think there's about just under 2 minutes to go here. I've just been checking out a couple of hand signals. Either it's the bird or 2 minutes. Boundary throw-in. Tap one by Mawson. Andy has a party, been dangerous.
Fuck off.
He couldn't, could he? Oh, got to the goal line. It's a goal! Unbelievable. Now Andy has a party. He's been calling for the ball for the last 45 minutes. But finally he went and got it himself. And now he's going to run back to half back. Crowd have gone berserk here. We've got a 2-point ball game. The Devils have got a tick over a minute to go to steal this. Andy Azzopardi has 4 goals and has made the most of his opportunities today. Back in the middle of the ground, minute to go. Mawson the fly, ground ball. Bewley wanted the push, denied. Baker needs to be clean. He was, but he was held up. Oh, he got the free for a high. Time ticking away. And 50. Well, this is going to ask a lot of Baker from 40, 45 metres out. Tired leg, not a noted goal kicker. Leader, runner-up in the Henderson Medal a couple of years ago. Top 10 last year.
That's not a bad 50, is it?
And a shot on goal here from 30 metres out from goal. This will bring rain if Luther Baker can kick this. Oh, it's another 50. Unbelievable. Just when you thought the sequel could never be better than the original. Well, in the Devils' case, a shot on goal here for Luther Baker will give them back the lead and a 4-point advantage. Well, well, well. Well, it's delight for the Devils. That's just, what can we say for the Bloods really on that? Gee, behind the glass, you just can't tell. You can't hear things, you can't see some things. And this is just heartbreak for the Bloods. That was the word I was looking for. 31 minutes, 20 seconds gone. Final term, Darley 12-7-79. Lead Melton 11-9-75. Call it a draw. Ball up. But it's the Devils who lead. 4 points. Who'd have thought? What a comeback in the end. Tap one by Mawson. Follow-up work was hot. Hot footy. Look at him. Game's gone up 3 gears. Ground ball. We'll get a stoppage. Last roll of the dice. Needless to add, we're inside the final minute, you'd think, on spec. Ball up. Mawson, hurry kick towards half forward, bouncing ball. Fawcett needs to be clean. Ran back into traffic. Forced to release the ball. Duncan Cadman. And it's stolen by Liam Carter. 50-50 ball. Oh, there's an over the shoulder. Play on. Manito. 51 out, Carell by White, 49 out, got a bit of the ball, top of the goal square, players fly, there's a grab, you wouldn't believe it, Heaney, the hero, has pushed forward and taken an unlikely grab, pack mark, inside the dying seconds here at Darley Park. Under dark skies. Can he get it done for the Bloods? He's missed! Unbelievable! Part 3! Gee whiz! You would not read about this until Wednesday, because that's when the article will be out. They chip it out of defence, not dissimilar to the way the Bloods go about it, the Devils. They'll chip it over the top here. Look out, they've opened the door for another turnover. But it's Joel Cameron who ran onto it cleanly, sent the ball forward. Now Johnson will hang on to the footy, and the siren sounds to end this game of footy here. Jubilation for the Devils, heartbreak for the Bloods. And Darley have somehow manufactured a win here by 3 points. And their winning streak extends to 10. And they remain on top of the ladder. I've done my voice here. I've had a tough week. I've been crook all week. And managed to be able to manufacture a way to get it done here this afternoon. So if I've been a bit overbearing for some, I do apologise. But what a climax to this game here at Darley Park, where Luke Heaney had a shot with 15 seconds to go after a terrific contested mark late in that final term to get the lead back for the Bloods, who coughed it up on the back of two 50-metre penalties that were awarded to Luther Baker from centre wing broadcast side that took him up to the goal line. That got Baker and the Devils the lead. And who would have thought out of nowhere the Never Say Die Bloods were able to manufacture another thrust forward and get it deep inside their 50 on the back of a Manito kick. And Heaney, well, he did the job as he so often does, playing the swingman for the Bloods. Did the right thing with the overhead, the clean grab, but couldn't get the finish. So unfortunate for the Bloods, but they'll take plenty away from this game. They'll be reminded that the Devils' best is very good, but they'll get plenty of consolidation knowing that they are the real deal, and they'll get another crack at the Devils again later on this season. When they get a few more troops back, more questions will be asked of the Darley lineup. But honours with the Devils. The Devils, they won 2 quarters. Melton, they too won the 2 quarters, but the most telling one was, of course, the final term where Darley, who trailed by 1 point at 3-quarter time, were able to boot 3 goals to 2 to get it done in a most entertaining climax to this BFNL match of the round fixture. Well, congratulations for the Devil. Heartbreak for Melton. There's no bad luck, really. It's just heartbreak, really, you know. Could have gone either way. I was chatting midway through that second term that I thought it was Darley's to lose thereafter, and they just about coughed it up, the Devils, and Melton were going to continue on their winning way. But footy, gee, it's a funny game. I don't know who won it, who lost it, who stole it, or who found it, but there was a result at the end, and it was Darley who were in front of the final siren, 12-7-79 to Melton, 11-10-76. Andy Azzopardi was the major goal scorer for Darley. He finished with 4. And Kyle Borg, 3. Those two will feature prominently in their respective best players for the afternoon. Guys, under dark skies here at Darley Park, and a big crowd that attended here this afternoon. There's plenty more to play out between these two sides. They'll both be 1 and 2 after tonight. They'll remain 1 and 2 regardless of the result. Gee, there's not a lot more to say. Geez, you could find a way for both sides to be in front at the final siren, but unfortunately for Melton, it was Darley on this occasion. So the Bloods, the Devils will celebrate, but they'll also contemplate one that almost got away. So on behalf of the crew here at Darley Park, under dark skies, it's the Devils whose winning run continues. They've extended it to 10. They're on top. Just beyond the halfway mark of the season. So on behalf of Elijah and myself, we bid you all a good afternoon from Darley Park. It's the Devils who've downed the Bloods by 3 points.
A yawn. It's the body letting you know you can't go on without the delicious, rich new blend from McCafe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So the Ballarat clearly guilty of more long sleeve jumpers this afternoon than the hosts. Right foot kick to the danger area. Hutz had bit of it. Little Hales did the sharking, and a kick across the body was good enough.
The boys are getting rowdy, gonna give it a big old ping. Your beauty, just you watch me. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go. Mark the ball, kick the goal, like a storm you can't control. Here we go.